trying to set the equation for these word problems. Okay? So all what we have to do, I need your attention. All what we have to do right now is read the word problem and make up the equations. Okay? So first we're gonna go over the different types of linear system that we can have, different type of problems. So to model a word problem using a system of linear equations, you must first declare your variables using let statements. So I don't know if you guys have seen the equations before. Let's say P equals 3 n plus 5, right? If I give you letters like P and N, you have to tell me first what P and N represent. You can't just throw letters at me without telling me what P represent and what N represent. Okay? Or if I say, let's say C equals 5x plus 10, right? Again, you can't just give me C and X without telling me that C represents, for example, the cost, and X represents the number of items you sold. You have to tell me what these letters mean. And this is the first thing that we have to do when we are modeling a word problem. Okay? We have to tell the person what letter we chose and what each letter represents. Okay? Then we are going to create the equations. In this case, so far in this unit or in this chapter, how many equations are we seeing for each question? How many equations do we have for each question? 1, 2, 3, how many? How many lines are you graphing? 2. So there's 2 equations, right? So this is what usually in the word problem, you're going to usually have 2 equations that you're going to create depending on what that word problem states. Okay? So we're going to pick our letters and we're going to say what they mean. Then we're going to create our 2 equations. And the equations, they're going to have to look like y equal mx plus b. But I might pick different letters for y and x. I don't have to pick y and x. Okay? So we have 2 types of linear system problems that we're gonna cover in this unit, in this course. The first one is the one where you have a single scenario. Under different conditions. So what does that mean? So single scenario, that means you are comparing something to something else. Okay? So let's read that question right there. So Jason weighs 6 kilograms less than twice of Bill's weight. If the sum of their weight is 102 kilograms, how much does each person weigh? So in this case, I have a single scenario which is between Jason and Bill, and I'm comparing Jason and Bill together, right? I'm comparing Jason's weight to Bill's weight, and I'm comparing how much they weigh together, okay? I have 2 sentences here. So I'm gonna read the first one again. So Jason's weight, 6 kilograms less than twice of Bill's weight. And the sentence stops right there, so I'm gonna stop. Okay? What am I comparing here? The weights of Jason and the weight of Bill, right? So, if I want to use letters, what letters do you guys want to use? J and B, okay? So, you can use W and Z, I don't care, as long as you tell me which one represents which, okay? So, first thing you have to do, you're going to have to write your let statement. Remember what we said here? That you have to write your let statement. So we're going to say let J represents Jason's weight, right? So we're going to do a let statement, and then we're going to say let J represents Jason's weight. I don't say just Jason, right? I don't say that J represents Jason. Jason is a person. What am I comparing here? I'm comparing their weight. So I have to use that weight word. And then B represents, just do this, Bill's weight. Okay? Are my statements clear? Good. Now, if I read the first sentence again, I read this. Jason's weighs 6 kilograms less than twice of Bill's weight.
100 divided to 2 minus 6. The answer.
Okay, why is it 100?
You said total weight of the sum of their weight is.
Well, I did not read the second sentence yet. This is the second equation. Okay? So, do I know what Bill's weight is?
Not yet.
I know it's B, right? That's it.
No.
Do I know what Jason's weight is? It's J, right? But I know that Jason's weight is equal to 6 less than twice of Bill. How do I write that?
Negative 6.
Okay. But twice of Bill. So if Bill's weight is 100, let's say, right? So it's going to be twice of Bill's weight is what? 200, and then minus 6, because it's 6 less than twice of Bill's weight. Okay? So it's twice of Bill's weight, right? Whatever Bill's weight is. It could be 100, it could be 20, it could be 40. I don't know what Bill's weight is. Right? So it's twice of Bill's weight minus 6 because it's 6 kilograms less. Right? So it's minus 6. So Jason's weight, 6 kilograms less than twice of Bill's weight. So twice of Bill's weight minus 6 is equal to Jason's weight. Are we okay with that? Now, the sum, what does the word sum mean? Sum means total, which is subtraction, addition, division, multiplication with addition, right? Sum when you add, right? The word sum means addition. So the sum of their weight is 102 kilograms. How would I write that as an equation? What's Jason's weight? J. What's Bill's weight? B. If I add these two together, what do I come up with? Add J and B. What do you get? J plus B. Right? That means sum of their weight. The sum of J plus the sum of B. Do you guys understand that? What is it equal to? 102. Is means equal to 102. Do I have two equations here? Do I have two different letters?
Yeah.
Good. This is what we're used to. We're used to two equations and two letters, x and y. Yes?
Yeah.
But in this case, we don't have x and y, we have j and b. B and j. So this is not there. Okay? So in this case, you have to read your question, understand what the question is saying, be able to translate English to math. This is what I'm doing. I'm reading and I'm using my words. Less means subtract. Sum means add. Twice means 2 times. Things like this. When I see is, it means equal. okay? So I have to use these terminology to make my equations. I can't mix my equations together. I stop at the period because that means it's the first one. This is not an easy, this is probably one of the hardest things that you're gonna learn. Is reading the English and translating it into math. Okay? All right. Let's look at the second equation. Are you guys okay?
So when you wrote 2B, you just did twice of 102?
No, B is not 102. I don't know what B is.
No, the first one, you wrote 2B.
I did 2B because it's twice of Bill's weight.
Oh, okay.
And Bill's weight is letter B.
Okay.
Right? I don't know what B is. I can solve this, and the way I can solve this is I can actually graph it now because I only know how to graph, right? And find what Bill's weight is and what the other dude's weight is.
One is 102 divided to 2 minus 6.
Why are you putting...
And the question, just answer the question.
No, no, no.
So
It won't
102 is their weight put together.
102 is their weight put together. The only way for me right now, or for you guys right now, for me I can do it in different ways, but for you guys, the only way you can answer this question, unless you want to sit down and do trial and error, okay, you can graph this. Do you want to graph it so we can solve it? Are you guys interested in knowing what Jason's weight is and what Bill's weight is? Sure. Okay, so let's graph this. Even though the question is not asking us to graph it, but let's graph it. Why? Why not? Sure. Okay, now, this is already, J is on one side by itself, so I'm gonna, if I want to do this one, I will do it the same way. So I want to leave J on this side and then B on this side, okay? So for this equation, if I bring B over, what does it become? If I bring B over for this one, what does it become?
Positive.
It's already a positive.
Negative.
So it's gonna be minus B plus 102, yeah? Yeah? Okay. So, if I look at the first equation, what's my y-intercept? Negative 6, so it's going to be below down. What? I'm not going to graph this here because I won't be able to find the answer properly because the second one's 102. But the y-intercept is going to be negative 6, and what would be your slope? 2. So that means you go up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Yes? How about for the second one? That should be a plus right here. How about for the second one? What would be your y-intercept? 102. 102, and then how would you go from there? Down 1?
Go down 1.
Over 1. Okay? So let's look at this. So I'm going to use y for j. Y equals 2x minus 6. That was the first equation. Yeah? So that means I start at negative 6 as my y-intercept, and then I go up 2 over 1. Up 2. Did I put 2? Sorry. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. You see that? Okay. Now, my second equation is going to be y equals, what was it, negative x plus 102, right? Okay. So, you see that this is going to be way up. Way up here, right? This is where 102 is. Okay? Do you see where the two lines intersect? Okay, so it's right here. So in this case, the x value, which was Bill's weight, is 36, and Jason's weight is 66. That's what this answer is. Okay? Because what I did, when I did my y and x, y was Jason's weight, and then x was Bill's weight. So in this case, because they both intersected this, that means Bill's weight was 36 kilogram, and Jason's weight was, I meant to write Bill, and Jason's weight was 66. What?
But doesn't it say that Bill's weight is
Yeah.
more?
That's what-
No, it says Jason's weight is twice of Bill's weight. So Jason's weight is 2 times of Bill's weight. So 2 times 36 is 72.
I understood the opposite.
You understood the opposite, right? But it says Jason's weight is twice of Bill.
No, it says Jason's weight 6 kilograms
Less than twice.
Yes, 6 kilograms less than twice of Bill. Right? So what's twice of Bill's weight? 200 and, no. Bill's weight is 36. Look at that. If I do 2 times 36 minus 6, what do I get? 2 times 36, that is 72, right? Minus 6, that's 66. So that's Jason's weight. Because Jason's weight is 2 times Bill's weight, and then 6 less than that. Okay? So if you have $36 and I have twice as much money as you, $6 less than twice as much money as you, then it will be 2 times 36 and then take away 6. I know, because it's written backward, that's why. Okay? But think about it this way. If I add these two, do they add up to 102? 66 plus 36? They add up to 102, right? And then 66 is twice this number minus 6. So it does make sense. Okay, so let me go back here. So you see why I didn't graph it? Because one graph is going to be way high up and then one graph is going to be way down low, and we're not going to be able to figure it out. That's why I did use them. Okay. The second one is when you have 2 scenarios with the same conditions. Okay? So when I'm saying 2 scenarios, I'm saying 2 different companies. Okay? Where I have 2 different right, 2 scenarios. When you have 2 different companies and you're comparing them, or 2 different events and you're comparing. Okay? So, let's read this question. Carl's towing charges $80 plus 22 cents per kilometer, while Beth's towing charges $70 plus $0.3 per kilometer. Write a linear system to represent this problem. Which towing company would you use? Explain. We're just going to write the linear system. We're not going to solve it. So, do I have 2 scenarios here? Do I have 2 different companies? Yes. Okay. What are the things that we are finding here? So I'm looking at their cost, right? I'm looking at the cost, which means if I'm gonna hire Carl's Towing Company, first thing what I have to do, I have to pay $80. And then on top of that, I have to pay 22 cents for every kilometer of drive. Okay? How can I write that as an equation? What are my variables here?
You can write 80.
Mm-hmm.
80 means x,
80, you're gonna pay it no matter what,
Okay.
right?
Plus
And plus
Plus?
22.
0.22, just you're gonna only pay 0.22? Or you're gonna pay
per kilometers.
times the kilometer that you're gonna drive,
Yeah.
right? So if you drove 100 kilometer, then you're gonna have to do 0.22 times the 100, right? So that means your variable is how many kilometers you drive, right? Or they drive. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means one of my variables is going to be distance, which is D represents distance in kilometer, right? I'm gonna use the D as distance. What am I trying to find here? How much in total it's gonna cost me? Or something else?
Which one is cheaper?
Well, this is not what the question is asking, but yeah, at the end you wanna find which one's cheaper, right?
Yeah.
But then, in order for you to find which one's cheaper, you wanna find how much it's gonna cost you, right? So basically, I'm looking for the cost. So what letter do I wanna use for the cost?
C.
Let's see, represents the total cost. Okay? Now, how many scenarios do I have here? 2. So I have Carl's, and I have Bev's. Okay? I don't care about the letters in Carl's and Bev's, right? These are just my 2 different scenarios. So, what would be the cost for Carl's? So the cost for Carl's equal what?
80.
80
Plus
plus 0.22
yeah, one plus one
It's unknown.
times what?
times 1.
What's my kilometer? How many kilometers am I driving? Do I know?
No.
So what letter do I use for the kilometer?
K. No,
What
D.
did I say?
D.
D. So it's going to be 0.22 times the D. It depends on how much you drive. Right? Now, the second one, which is Bev's, right? What would it be?
C equals 70
Uh-huh.
plus 0.30
Uh-huh.
times D.
Perfect. Okay? It all depends on how, so your cost, how much you're going to pay, is going to depend on how much you're going to drive. Now, in a regular, like if you call me and you say, how much is it going to cost me to rent a truck? What am I going to say to you? It's going to cost you $20 plus 50 cents per kilometer. Now, it's your job to do the math, right? Which means it's $20 plus 0.5, right? Times how many kilometers you're going to drive, times D. This is a similar scenario. Okay? These are things that we do in everyday life without knowing that we do that. Without knowing, how do I write the equation for it? This is how you write the equation for it.
You learn it automatically.
You learn exactly. You do it automatically. You can get that calculator out and do it. But this is how you write it. Okay? So in this case, you see that I did not include Carl's and Bev's in my letters. I don't care. They're 2 different scenarios. I can write their names so I can indicate which one represents which company. Right? So later on when I make my decision, I know which company I'm going for. Right? But they're not included in my equation. There's nothing that indicates Carl's and Bev's in my equation. Okay? All right. So I'm going to stop this.